How's it going, guys? This is going to be a demo video for cold outreach and an alternative to investing in heavy cold outreach agencies or a new platform like Instantly or Smart Leads to try to scale your cold outreach. This is a manual, simple, step-by-step process. Most people think cold outreach is spam. In this video, I'm going to show you how to start real conversations, which is the foundation of getting business and clients, and use a simple DM workflow. And then this same skill, though, I've used and I've even had clients use to sell not just AI voice agents or services, but some people have used it to land freelance work. Some use it exactly to land jobs based on companies that are hiring, and I'll show you how to do that. Or to validate a new SaaS idea, right? This is what DMs are for. They're to generate conversations. Don't get overrun by cold DM or cold email, anti-spam stuff. This is just you messaging from your mailbox, from your social outreach based on connections you make and people you find. I'm going to do this live step by step. And yeah, let's get started. So the first context, for this lesson, obviously, selling things like AI voice agents. I want to be clear, the core skill here is not AI. The core skill is learning how to identify the right people and start relevant conversations without sounding sleazy. Okay, so let's pick a niche. And I have a bunch of resources here. This is my cold outreach tech stack. It breaks down into, if you are going to do full cold email or you want to know what tools to use, I've tested hundreds. These are a few that work, and we use them in our venture studio. These are sequencing tools. We're going to use Inbox today. Email infrastructure, there's a whole bunch to buy mailboxes. There's a whole bunch you can use, but for now, don't worry about that. You got signal tools if you want to figure out the social signals of your client and your ICP. These tools are only important after you need to double down and you've got a good audience message fit and you've gotten some positive replies. But you can see here's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. Prospecting databases to get your leads, data enrichment, and other scraping tools are built in here. So this is a resource. If you want it, shoot me a DM or email me and I can send it to you. Another interesting thing that might be helpful is this cheat sheet, which is basically highlighting the process I'm going to go over with you today and how I generate replies and get leads and customers through cold outreach. And this is the manual approach, really quite easy with a little bit of automation. Okay, let's get started. Let's start by picking a niche. Let's just say we're selling AI voice agents that have conversation for business, take calls, reply to customer, responses or after hour calls. Let's do a small niche like a medical clinic of some sort. Let's do, a chiropractor or a dental clinic, right? So here's what I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is try to source some leads. Couple ways to do this. Now, first, to get an idea of what you want to do, let's just do something real quick. Let's just say somebody's hiring for medical receptionists. This is just some basic research. Receptionist. So first thing I would do as a social signal, go on to LinkedIn and hit search. And what LinkedIn is going to do is if you put hiring for the specific job that your AI agent is going to help fulfill or fill, a receptionist in this case, go see who's hiring for one. This lady's hiring, head of business acceptance, not sure if that's it. This person, Dr. Sunny Medical Center, is definitely hiring a receptionist. I would find out who works there. So there's one lead. You click, you see, and you can scrape them using tools like this. I have I forgot what this is called, import something tool. I'll send you the link, but you can download it. So this person's hiring for sure. They posted about a week ago. You click people, and you scroll down, and you can see who works there. Usually it shows you who might be working there. Now this is international, so it's not very targeted. But for some of you, that might be a good tactic, okay? So you could do from the past week, and now you got a bunch of people hiring medical receptionists that you can reach out to. You just click connect. I'm not going to do it here because I don't want to connect with them, but you right click, you hit follow or connect if you have some, And then you DM them and say, hey, I saw you're hiring a medical receptionist. I got something that can help you and that out while you try to find someone. It's a small voice agent and does 1, 2, 3. Check it out. And then that's it. That's the start of the conversation. Okay, so next, let's jump to AimFox and build out a campaign. So just as a general introduction, AimFox is an automation tool for the DM process I just explained in LinkedIn. DMing people from LinkedIn is one angle that you can use. And you can do it manually. You just search for the people you want to talk to. Here's another example. HVAC owners. Look at this guy. He's talking to HVAC owners. Had a meeting with the HVAC owner. So here's your competitors, it looks like. Let's see if there's any HVAC CEOs. Plumber groups is another great one. LinkedIn groups. You can check those out for resources. HVAC refrigerator pipe fitter. There's 2,000 people in this group. You join it. You scrape the group using a scraper. And I'll show you in a second how to do that. And you can get all their emails, right? There's 5 in Detroit. There's only 18 in marketing. So you could probably reach some decent people on LinkedIn groups and other searches. So the goal of LinkedIn, find the people you want to target, go to their pages, click connect, send them a message, do 10 to 20 a day. That's all you got to do, okay? That's the bare bones basic way to do this. Now let's just say you want to be a little more advanced. Jump to AimFox to automate this. AimFox is a simple automation tool of what I just showed you. Now let me show you what it does. Let's create a campaign from scratch. Let's do a LinkedIn. Now look, you can source leads from a couple. We're doing outbound. You're going to source leads from a couple different angles. You can source leads from a simple LinkedIn search, from post engagers, from event attendees. And none of you have post engagers yet, I'm sure, unless you have a big following. Group members was what I just showed you. You can take the link of that group and it'll take you through sourcing the leads and you paste the link. You don't need Sales Navigator, or you can upload a CSV, okay? I'm gonna show you a way to get 2 types of sources. So either LinkedIn search or Google Maps. Let's go do a Google Maps one. I'm gonna use Egg Leads. It's just another tool to pour leads. There's a lot better ones than this one. Now they got scrape Google Maps. You click that. We're just gonna do a simple keyword. You want B2B emails. You want the business's emails. So let's just do urgent care clinics or urgent care walk-in. All right, let's do United States, city. I'm sure there's like 100 in Detroit. All right. I want 200 emails. Let's see what it does. Cool, you can monitor progress. This might take a while to get. But as it pulls, I'm going to show you what a sample looks like, so you can get an idea. There's a sample file. Oh, it's kind of big. I'm going to shrink it over here. All right. These are all the different scrapers they have. They got YouTube too, which is cool. Okay, so let's find Google. Here's Google. Okay, so this is a sample of the data you might get. In this case, they were doing outdoor store for a sample, but in our case, it'll say what I just entered in the search criteria, which is, let's see if it's done. It's still fetching the results, but urgent care walk-ins, okay? So it'll say the keyword, it'll find the companies, it'll find their numbers, it'll find the owner's email, if there's a contact, and their website. You take this, you put it in a CSV, and you upload it to AimFox. That's it. Now, that's option 1 for leads. Option 2 is LinkedIn search. So in our case, we're going to do a LinkedIn search. It's going to maximize at 250 people, which is perfect for you guys. You don't want to break your LinkedIn or get banned. So let's create a campaign. It's quite easy. So let's see, who are we targeting? Let's do by title, and let's do by United States. You can pick a city as well, if you're doing your own city. We could do California. I'm going to do New York and California. I'm going to do clinic owner, just to be general. I'm sure some of you will have cheap, more specific clinics. What kind of clinic? Aesthetic clinic. Let's do something much more. Let's do urgent care owner. Not much. Primary care. Let's do primary care. There we go. Primary care, hospitalist, maybe not. U.S. primary care or private practice. Let's try that. They got 1,000 on that one. Private clinic owner. Let me see if that has anything. Let me do. So you get the idea. I'm just kind of making some up. There's dentist. Okay, so you got a bunch of dentists. We can do dentist. That's the easy one. 6,000 is way more than you need. But anyway, just to show you the process. So these are a bunch of New York dentists, California dentists. Now they could be working for a big company, or they could have their own practice. You want to narrow down even more deeply than that. Try to find, if you're in a specific field, you could be targeting mid-level companies, but you want to avoid maybe enterprise deals, big companies, large, 1,000+ employees. Those are harder to reach the buyers. So as it builds your targets, you could filter on different things like education, locations, and languages, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to jump to the next one here. And our leads are still loading on that one. It might be done. So as we wait, there's another thing I will pull in here. Is you got local trades. These are some examples. Right now we switched into dental. But be specific. So like if it's a med spa, what kind of med spa? If it's a dentist, what kind of dentist? And the more specific you are, the better. The goal is to get out some manual DMs or automated ones. And let's jump to a sample template. We're going to actually take one from the cheat sheet. This is a general one. I'm going to build our own here. I have a better one. Let's see. I think it's almost done. It's got 150, almost 250 contacts built. And this one didn't finish yet. Still looking for urgent cares. We should probably do dentists anyway. But we're not going to use the leads one. We're going to use aim foxes, which is just searching LinkedIn. So all it's doing right now is doing this. It's automating this for the United States. It's looking for people with the title dentist. And you could scrape these. So there's a dentist. And it's going to go and do what I'm about to show you. It's going to go manually connect like this. It's not going to send a note because you don't want to send a note unless you have to. It's going to wait and see. It's going to view his profile like I am now. It's going to like his posts after the exception request. It's going to like his posts. It's going to send him an endorsement. On the bottom of LinkedIn, there's these things called skill endorsements. And it's going to allow you to endorse him. So he's going to get 3 or 4 notifications about you looking like, not stalking him, but like looking like you're interested in what he's doing. And as a genuine interaction would when you're trying to connect with somebody. Okay? So that's the process. The second part of the process is you can split test the campaign flow. You can have 2 messages. Same audience gets, half of it gets one message, the other half gets a second message. So you can see in one shot, in 1 week, what's the right message that will work for this crowd. Okay? So it's almost done here. Let's just go ahead and build the campaign. So we got 245 contacts. Let's do it after we build the first message. So automatic translation, you don't need that. View profile. It's going to automatically view the profile, which by the way, it's connected to your a LinkedIn. You can, in the setup process, you connect your LinkedIn. I connected mine already. Connection request, send a connection request to your targets. React to a post, I always turn this on. After 1 day, I hit a like on one of their posts. The message sequence. Now this is where you paste your message. You do at least 2 or 3 message sequences. The message will be sent 0 hours after connecting. So right after connecting, I like to set up, it's not letting me because it's not done yet, but I like to set up at least a 2-hour delay or maybe a 30-minute delay, something like that, just to give it a chance. And I'm going to show you one that's already built for another campaign, just so you get an idea. Let's see here. Well, here it is. This was one I set up for B2B SaaS. Might not be loading properly. There we go. Now it's ready. Okay. Oh, you probably can't see this properly. Let me just shrink it a little bit. Okay, so you react to a post. Now you set up your message sequences. You can choose a template or make one. I have a whole bunch. They got some basic templates. But here's one. Let's see. Here's one we had. So, hey, quick question. You could just ask the question just like that. You don't got to say anything else, right? You could just ask a simple question. You could find his clinic name by going like this. Okay? You replace the name with the tag. Most of you know how to do this. And that's it. That's the first message. Okay, that's it. You send them first message. I would do like an hour after. And then I would add another follow-up message 2 days later. I wouldn't say that. I would say... something simple like that. Keep them short and to the point. Okay? And we'll do this one 2 days later. And then one more. You can add one more as a breakup message. You get the drift. Endorse the skill after 2 days, so you're spreading out the engagement. You withdraw it after 7 days, so that way you don't lose any connections. And always use any free in-mails that you got. So you hit next. Oh, I'm just going to pick one as a placeholder right now. This is in-mail needs a different message, but just use the one. You got to craft a different message, but just copy paste from the one above is fine. This is just for demo purposes. Now what you can do, actually, I forgot here, is you can duplicate this. Now it's duplicated, and you could change. You can switch between A and B and change the messages. So now I can go to B. It splits the audience, and I could say, hey, I help dentists, or say what you had before. Maybe this one you just ask the first question. That's it. Just ask that. And then you get next, and you schedule it. I do 9 to whatever this is, 7 p.m. or 5 p.m. And I pick their time zone. I don't do anything else. It just shoots for 250 people. And then that's it. And then when you hit start, it automatically does this. This is the flow. It connects. It doesn't need a connection note. It reacts to their post. It sends 2 sequences, one on the first day, one on day 3. Endorses their skill, and then nothing happens. It withdraws the connection. On average, 20% will accept your connection if you have a good profile that's aligned. Otherwise, out of the 20%, you'll reach anywhere from 10 to 20 a day automatically. And once you start, you don't do anything. Here's a campaign example that was completed just so you can get an idea. I did this one a while back. It did 200. It viewed 276 people. It did 133 invites, 22 accepted, so a little less than 20%. 59 messages. This one had no replies. Now, if we go here, there's another campaign that had replies. Let me pull up, time frame. Let me just clear the time frame. All time. No, let's check another one. I thought I had one that was completed. Paused. Well, you get the idea. So you get invites, and then there's a portion that are accepted, and then there's certain replies, and so forth. Now, what I would monitor is the data from these campaigns. Sometimes the data is clear, sometimes it's not clear. You need to make sure, because it does have a unibox where you can message and reply all in LinkedIn messages, but you got to filter them on the actual campaign you are running. In my case, I have to filter on the specific campaign that I was running so I could see the messages. Okay, that's about it. Again, if you need any help, jump into the cold email cheat sheet. It guides you what I just showed you. Gives you templates, subject lines, but again, customize them for yourself, and then make sure you follow up on time when people do reply you. So your action would be jump into LinkedIn, do manual search and scraping and connections, and send messages daily, or load your strategy into AimFox, fill it out, takes you 30 minutes, put your messages in, pick your targets, upload or search, and then send them out. And that's it. Appreciate you guys, and good luck.